Hello, my friends, and welcome to Magician Appetizer number 10, a bite-sized piece of food for thought to help you on your magic journey. If some of you are wondering, where'd the interviews go? What's with all these appetizers? I'm going to be too full for the meal. Sorry, that made me laugh. Let me just remind you, I'm taking a small short break from the interviews because I'm working on some cool projects for you. One project to help you with your magic business, which I'm hella excited about, and one project to help you with your magic performance, writing your own unique lines, not using other people's stuff, and creating stuff that you're confident in that reflects you. So this is a little piece of a lesson that comes from one of those that I have found really, really helpful for me in bringing tricks from paper to the stage. It is the magic of memorizing your script. Now, depending on where you are in your magic career, that might either sound to you really obvious or really far out, but here's some reasons why memorizing your script is powerful, especially when you're bringing something on stage for the first or second or third time. Number one, confidence. Instead of before you hop on stage thinking to yourself, what am I going to say? Or what would be funny? Or let me write a joke and try to remember it and da-da-da-da. You get all stressed and worked up and all that different stuff before you hop on stage. Instead, think about before you get on stage, just breathing, getting in the moment, trying to understand what the audience is, what the atmosphere is, and how you're going to kill it up there by executing your script, what parts you're excited to say, and all of that. Think about how different those two feelings are by just knowing your script cold. Really, really makes an impact in your confidence going up on stage, knowing that you're not going to have to come up with what to say while you're up there. You know what to say. You've already written it down and memorized it completely. Reason number two why it's super, super important to memorize your script is tonality. You can say the same line, the same sentence, dozens of ways. You can say it quietly to get people more interested in you. You could say it loudly and confidently so the people in the back know that you're confident. You could say it like a question to entice their curiosity. You could say it directly at somebody so they feel it and so other people feel that tension. You can use the same line to build tension, release tension, whatever you want, but it's really challenging to come up with a line and play with the tonality of that line in the same moment. While you're coming up with what to do, what to say, it's really hard to think about how you're going to say it too. But if you have your script memorized, you can experiment with the different ways that you say your lines to try the most effective way. One joke might be funny if you say it one way, but not funny if you say it another way. And the only way to know that for sure is to try it over and over again. And the only way you're going to try the exact same words over and over again with different tonalities is if you know those words by heart. So, by memorizing your script, you allow yourself to experiment with tonalities, and that helps you find your identity and character and performance style. Tip number three, and this is just the overall best part, is if you memorize your script for a new trick or something that you're trying out or testing out and you go on stage, it's as if you have a superpower. All of a sudden, instead of allotting all of that brain power to what am I going to say, where am I going to go get my prop, what am I going to say to this audience member, all that different stuff, you know all of that. You know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to interact with people, you know what you're going to do with your props, where you're going to put them, everything like that. Instead, you can be in the moment and open to the audience feedback. That means if someone says something that's funny, you might add a joke that comes right back to them because you're hyper aware. You might realize that you have a line later in your script that's going to be a perfect callback to that thing that somebody shouted out. If somebody does something wrong to mess with the trick, you can get back on track because you know what the timeline looks like. You know what the track itself looks like. You're not coming up with it while you do it. It's so much easier to get to a destination when you know where you're going, you know what the route is before you start. This has been such a powerful tool for me when I'm bringing new magic to the stage, is to know it off by heart. It allows me to be present, be aware, get real-time feedback from the audience, and just literally feel like my brain is twice as strong, like I have a superpower, because while I'm doing a trick, while I'm doing the moves, while I'm saying the lines, I'm also open to the audience, looking at people directly, making eye contact, all of this different stuff, which is super challenging to do if you're coming up with your lines and your actions and stuff all at the exact same time. There's my tip of the day. Memorize your scripts. Know them well. There is a certain magic that happens when you go on stage and you say something that you know, line for line, compared to coming up with it or kind of ad-libbing the jot notes that you put in advance. And yes, in a 1 week, 3 week, 10 week, 1 year, 5 year win, whatever it is, your script may change completely and entirely. It might look nothing like that first version of a memorized script that you did, but you're going to feel much more confident in the longevity of your magic when you go on stage and you feel confident in saying the right words, the words you know you're going to say, being open to the audience, being mindful, being aware, and literally having superhuman mental ability because you're performing while you're speaking, while you're interacting with the audience, while you're getting live feedback, and all of that, which is nearly impossible to do if you're coming up with the lines as you say them. There's my tip of the day. Memorize your darn scripts. It'll help you. It'll be more fun. You'll be more confident. You're going to love it. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next Thursday. Peace.